Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and what a massacre that was. Um, Pittsburgh Steelers go down to defeat in Kansas City 36-10, and they didn't even show up. Isn't that amazing? We are now 7-1. We were in 7th place. Now we're in 10th place for the playoffs with 2 games remaining against the Cleveland Browns Monday night. That's the only good thing we have going for us. It's a Monday night game. And then we play the Ravens, which will probably be our Super Bowl. That'll be the Monday night will be the AFC Championship game, and then the Ravens game will be our Super Bowl. Let's get some stats out of the way. Big Ben was terrible. He was 23 for 35 for 159 yards, 1 touchdown in the fourth quarter. He had 1 interception. He had a fumble. He looked lackluster, and the first half was atrocious, ladies and gentlemen, of stuff that goes back to the 40s, I believe. Now, Najee Harris had 19 attempts for 93 yards. I wanted him to get at least 100 yards because of that atrocious offensive line that we had all season. Well, no, Pat. They will come back in the fourth quarter in a couple years. Well, maybe it'll take them a couple years to get back to where they once was, which was great Steeler football. Dante Johnson had 6 receptions for 51 yards, 1 touchdown, a crucial fumble. They just weren't playing. They're not focused. They've been like this all year. It doesn't pay for me to get all crazy, but Boswell missed a field goal. So, and the offensive line was just as bad, and the defensive line was just as worse. You have Patrick Mahomes, 23 for 30, 258 yards. He had 3 touchdowns today, guys. Tyreek Hill. We were all worried about Tyreek Hill. He had 2 receptions for a total of 19 yards. And thank God they didn't have Travis Kelce, because it would have been probably 40 or 50 points against us. Their running backs, Williams had 11 attempts for 55 yards. Gore had 12 attempts for 43 yards, but had a huge 61 yards in receptions. I'm in the backfield. Patrick Mahomes sliced the Pittsburgh defense like butter. And Mike Butler, you got 2 more games, and hopefully your shit's packed. Matt Canada, hopefully your wife, girlfriend, whoever you're dating, or wherever you're boning right now has got your shit packed and outside your apartment, because I guarantee it's an apartment because you don't have a house, because you are not going to be staying in Pittsburgh very much longer, sir. I hope not. It's out of control. It's ridiculous. And also, too, the receiver, Pringle, had 6 receptions, 75 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And I knew going in it would be a miracle of God on this Christmas weekend to give us a Steelers victory in Kansas City, because our team is in disarray, and it's been disarray all season long. And hopefully we got 2 more weeks. Do we go 9-7-1? Yeah, Brady did win. Yes, that is great, God of Thunder. Hoorah! But I don't give a shit about Tom Brady. This is a Steeler show. Thank you. What's the problem? The problem is we have no line when we have poor coaching. That's just my opinion. We are unfocused, and we've been unfocused for a lot of years. And we only have 2 more games with Big Ben, and it's starting to show probably how he feels, and he's probably ready to get out, because it's a fucking barn sale of fire. It's a fire sale. Load it up in your yard and throw it all in there and just put a match to it and just burn it all straight to hell. So they have defensive players in there today that I didn't even know who they were. They have third string. They had a lot of people out of COVID. I understand Devin Bush had COVID. Spillane had that great hit, and it bounced right off, and they scored a touchdown. They don't wrap up anymore. They haven't wrapped up in many years. And even Fitzpatrick tries to put a shoulder in to somebody and it doesn't work. So I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, with 2 games to go, where we go, because we're not going to draft a quarterback in the first round. Because if you've seen that the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds in a game, Mason Rudolph did come in. Mason Rudolph will be the Steelers quarterback next year, barring injury. I hate to say it, but that's all we're going to do. And it's so terrible. It is, we need to sign we need a serious offense expunsion, and we need to sign some people in the off season and not at Dollar General. Not at Dollar General for dollar prices here. We need to get some people signed, and we need to get some people that are good to fill these holes that we need on both sides of the ball. If that's what you guys think, because too many rules. You got to wrap up. You got to wrap up, Pat. You got to wrap up. They don't wrap up. They give a shoulder. They don't wrap up anymore. They lose the fundamentals of football, Pat. All they got to do is wrap up. That is it. And that would be great if they did. So they need to sign some defensive linemen. The defensive lineman they have on a second tier is not good. And I don't know if Stephon Tuitt is ever coming back. The punter was the only bright spot because Percy Harvin's dad did pass away, and I believe that's why he wasn't here at today's game. And Najee was so close to 100 yards. He will have 1,000 yards in these next 2 games. He'll break it against Cleveland. That's right, Pat. The O-line does suck, and there's nothing more we can do. And that's why I've been saying it for this whole season. It's been terrible. They've regressed instead of progressed. They have went back 4 steps in this O-line. And actually, ladies and gentlemen, the offensive line coach is leaving anyway. He's taking another job. That's how he's getting out of town. And Matt fucking Canada can go with him. And Keith Butler, I hate to say it, your time is done because Tomlin, like I said, calls the plays anyway. And Tomlin, your time is past. It is past, but you're not going to leave. And this is all what we're going to get as a Steeler fan is this mediocre bullshit that we're dealing with. And if people don't think it's mediocre, it's mediocre. Like they don't even look like they're even ready to even show up. They've been outscored, ladies and gentlemen, over 100 points to 9 in the first half. That is out of control. Out of control. I know Cowher had a couple bad seasons. Okay, I understand that. And I know Joe Walton was an offensive coordinator for Chuck Noll, and we had like 4 or 5 games where we couldn't score. And we finally, it took a while because I think Joe Walton's offense was too intricate to people to grasp. So I hope they do fire Tomlin. But I just look, we're 7-1 in a crazy fucking year. That tie is going to kill us. I knew going into KC, it's very hard to play in KC, but at least try to show up would have been great. Not showing up and looking like you just been lost. Like every coach, all the players should just get on the fucking plane and leave the coaches in KC to get back to Pittsburgh because it's all bad. And I heard Tomlin's press conference, and it's ridiculous, and it's the same bullshit every week. And I know TJ Watt had cracked ribs. TJ Watt did not look good. You got to have more than TJ Watt. Got to have more than TJ. He was quitting on a lot of plays out there. If you saw, he would get held up by the end, by the tight end or the tackle, and he would see a play going, and he would kind of quit. Now, I could be wrong, but he did kind of quit on some plays today. And yes, okay, Bubba, he's got cracked ribs. He's TJ Watt, and he's great. He's a $130 million player. But that fire, I know it's kind of hard to move when you got cracked ribs. I understand that. But he had some plays that were real close to him, and he just quit. He just stood around. So I don't know. It's discouraging. It's very disheartening. Um, that's why I do these shows. To do right after. I didn't do a pregame because it was the Christmas season, and you know, I just felt like it was Christmas and people were doing Christmas stuff, like me included. Pat says, lose them games to get a good draft. Pat, what kind of draft are we going to get? We don't know because everybody else is worse than us, and everybody else is going to pick a quarterback way before us. And we're going to be the middle of the pack in draft season anyway. We need to sign some good linemen. We need to sign a good tackle, and we need a couple defensive ends, and we need some line bad, and also a linebacker. Our linebackers are not very good. Not very good at all. I remember the days when all the linebacking core was actually, they were more than half decent and they were good with James Harrison, James Ferrier, Larry Foote. In that year, now if I go back another 20 before that, we always had linebackers. Brian Hinkle, Merriweather. We always had good linebackers. The guys right now are subpar linebackers. I don't know if Devin Bush's injury is hindering him, but they could have used him today. Some of them are rookies. Yeah, and the rookies that they have are great rookies like Najee Harris and Pat Freiermuth. But Freiermuth, Pat, went out with a concussion last week. He had 2 concussions in like 3 weeks or 4 weeks' time. You can't have that because his career will be shortened. And then we'll have to have a tight end for, we need a tight end for a couple years. Because also, too, not having a starting tight end today didn't help Ben at all because Ben was running around like a chicken with his head cut off. And Ben just didn't have a good game. And it's just poor play calling in that first half. It's just downright disheartening. I can say it as I say it all the time. It's so disheartening when the Steelers are going down like 20-something to nothing and it's halftime. Like, I'm doing fucking laundry. I'm getting my laundry done because the Steeler game, it doesn't, I ate some chocolate. I ate some pizza. I stress eat a little bit. I didn't mean to. And I got 2 more weeks of this crazy shit called Steeler football. So, I appreciate, we got Monday night. I'll have a review for that. But today, the Pittsburgh Steelers got fucking shellacked by Kansas City. And Kansas City took it easy on them, ladies and gentlemen. It should have been like 50-10. 50. They pulled out Patrick Mahomes with 11 minutes to go. And they took themselves off the gas pedal, or it would have been just a shellacking. And the thing about Kansas City that the Pittsburgh Steelers don't have is these second-tier players coming in and producing. We don't have that. We don't have that. We haven't had it for a while, and the standard is not the standard. And Mike Tomlin, you need to get your – I don't know what you do to get these – I don't know what you tell your team. I don't know. So, Matt Canada, your play calling is terrible. You're up in a booth having a coronary. They should just fucking hit you over the head and fucking chuck you down some stairs. Terrible. This dollar bin coaching, getting out of Dollar General has got to stop. There are coaches out there. Steelers need to look outside the organization for coaching and quit hiring from within because they already know that they're fucking shitty anyway. So why would you hire anybody that's already shitty? You know why you hire people that are shitty? Because you're cheap. Quit being fucking cheap, Pittsburgh. But then we're going to have a quarterback because Big Ben's going to ride off into the sunset. So, ladies and gentlemen, Pittsburgh Steelers go down in defeat. Bad. They didn't even show up. 36-10, getting their ass beat by Kansas City. And it pisses me off. They didn't even show up. And they're 7-1. They got Monday night. That's the only good thing because they played great on Monday night. So that is good. I can't wait for that. So they got to win. If Tomlin gets them ready, we'll see. But this has been a BrewCrew Steelers review of this shitty ass Kansas City Steeler game by Kansas City winning. I don't have much stats. There's no my pick for the Steelers game players of the week because they all sucked. Except for except for Najee Harris, because he gives it 150% all the time. Dante, I don't know. I think you were pissed off because you got snubbed on the Pro Bowl, the two Pro Bowlers or TJ Watt and Cam Hayward. And maybe you're just pissed off about that. I don't know. It's based on fan voting anyway. So just play the game. Just play the game, catch the ball. And I know you got a little bit more stats than some of the receivers that got picked, but I don't know what to tell you. You got snubbed, brother. You got snubbed. And then next year you don't have Ben throwing the ball, so God only knows what we'll see in that scenario. But listen, hit like, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. I don't have much to do tonight. I don't have much to say. I don't need to fucking yell and scream and holler because it just boggles my mind how bad we suck, and we've been sucking for a long time. It's like you throw darts at a fucking dartboard and you're just looking, oh, we won. And then you throw it over here, oh, we lost. Oh, we won. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. People can say whatever they want to say about how I talk about the Steelers, but God damn it, we had stuff. We had a quarterback, and it's just a shame. We might, I don't know. It's Mason Rudolph's team here after 2 weeks, probably, because they're not drafting a quarterback. We need a tackle, and by God, we need a center, and we need some linemen. This is out of control, and we need some defensive linemen and some linebackers. They can't tackle for shit, and they got to get back to the fundamentals of playing football. Shoulder tackling like they think they're the Legion of Doom off the top rope is total bullshit. Wrap up, people, like you got a girl and you're going on a slow dance. Wrap up. You don't want the girl like sliding out on the dance floor. No, you want to wrap up. That's my take on this game. It was a shitty game. It was a boring Pittsburgh Steelers performance. And we got Monday night, and we're good on Monday night. We just got to scrape this fucking game out of our memory and go. It's a home game, and it's Monday night. So I appreciate everybody for listening on my tangents about Steeler football throughout the whole year on the Triple B experience. This is the BrewCrew Steelers review. Hit like, subscribe. Do what you got to do, people. So let's go. Hey, Pat, go Pitt and the Pens. Well, yeah, we got 2 more Steeler games, Pat. 2 more Steeler games. And it's the AFC Championship game, and it's the Super Bowl because I hate Cleveland and I hate the fucking Ravens. So there you go. AFC Championship game, Super Bowl against the Ravens. That's how it's going to end this miserable fucking football year. Okay, hopefully we're 9-7-1, and then we screw up the draft and we draft a big huge tackle because we need one now. Because we're not getting Kenny Pickett. We're not getting him. So we just got to get a big giant tackle. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully see the review. I'll play it again. Hit like, subscribe to the Triple B Experience on YouTube. We had a big, huge show where we talked about Hawkeye and Spider-Man. We did some Christmas stuff with myself, Cable, and Mav. And we're going to be doing a show this week. And we got year-end 2021 year-end awards. So stay tuned. We're going to entertain you guys in 2022 like only we can because we enjoy doing this. This is no script needed when I talk about the Steelers. It's just a bum game. But I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it was a great holiday for me. And it was a great Christmas for me. So I hope everybody had a great holiday. And we're going to gear up for 2022. But also before that, we're going to gear up for Monday night. Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh. We're going to kick the Brownies' ass if I got anything to say about it. So it's the AFC Championship, and it's our Super Bowl the next 2 weeks. And that's what I'll take. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to go get some other stuff done because the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight pissed me off. So just tune in, hit like, subscribe, listen to the Triple B Experience as only I do it, and listen to myself, Cable and Mav, on Unscripted and all our other shows that we got on our YouTube channel. Thank you, guys. Have a great night. Let's go Steelers Monday night, the big game Monday night against Cleveland. I'll be here with a review of the game. Stay tuned. Everybody have a great night, a better tomorrow. I'll see you soon.